Alright guys, welcome to Friday Night Magic at Four Horsemen. Tonight we are streaming our standard F&M. I am Ryan O'Loughlin. With me is Daniel Diamato. Here in the feature match area we have Ryan Wolfe on the right playing Saheeli combo and Chris Gorski on the left playing green-white tokens. What do you think of the matchup?
Well, the green-white tokens list from, if you're able to check out coverage at SEG Columbus, was a very dominant list. Nisa Voices Indicar showed back up in the meta again.
It's the one that makes plant tokens?
Yep, it's the 3-mana Nisa, one that makes a plant token, or she can immediately down-tick to put a counter on all creatures you control.
So it seems really strong in the token deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty strong ability there. And, I mean, combined with Virtuous Gearhulk and some of these new cards to go along with it, they are able to just essentially run away with the match really quick because getting allies in the car is still a thing.
Evolving Wilds for Ryan. He passes it back to Chris. So I'm assuming this deck plays Gideon as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gideon also in this deck kind of just wants to ult immediately and just kind of get that damage right across.
Canopy Vista in tapped for Chris Gorski. Passes back to Ryan. Ryan's getting a Plains. If you're seeing white on turn one in this format, if you're Chris, what decks do you have in mind?
So pretty much the only deck that's going to be doing this is either a control deck or like essentially the Saheeli deck, because green-white tokens doesn't really want to run Evolving Wilds because they do have some turn one plays.
Is the jig up with the Spirebluff Canals?
Yes.
Okay.
So Chris should know that he's definitely on some type of control here, but you just have to give the deck respect and sort of thinking like, okay, he could just have Saheeli and Feldar Guardian.
So what kind of answers to the combo does the tokens deck have?
The tokens deck can just get across for damage in terms of just killing off the Saheeli the turn it comes down.
Yeah.
It could also run Deck and Stone to take care of the Feldar Guardian. Obviously, it has to be on their turn though, because Deck and Stone is a sorcery. And they do run Stasis Snare that can also stop Feldar Guardian, but they have to do it and respond to the Flicker ability, because the second Saheeli is able to target the Feldar Guardian, infinite combos can be made.
That has flash, correct?
It does not have flash. So this deck requires
meant the Stasis.
Stasis Snare does, yes.
Okay.
The Saheeli deck does require 2 sorcery speed spells to resolve in order for this combo to go off.
Right. Okay, so we see...
It's a Heart of Quran, I believe, for Chris Gorski.
Yeah, and the first spell of the game was an Anticipate.
Anticipate,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
So we've got an Aether Hub, putting Chris up to 1 energy. And that's going to be with the Tireless Tracker. So strong start here. I expect the Tireless Tracker to probably crew this Heart of Quran and battle for 4 across. And that's what we're going to see.
Okay, and Ryan falls down to 16.
Right. So there's a Harness Lightning going to take care of the Tireless Tracker, leaving Ryan with 1 energy.
I didn't see his draw for the turn. Was that the...
It was Glimmer of Genius.
Okay.
All right, so Ryan with an Aether Hub, bringing up the 2 energy and just passing back. Probably just holding out for Glimmer of Genius. I mean, this deck can ideally wait till turn 7, I guess, to drop both pieces down.
Right.
But also, it could just be against a non-interactive match, go Saheeli, Feldar Guardian, win. Turn 3-4.
You can do... What is it, turn 6, where you can Saheeli...
Turn 6 is the possibility,
yeah,
yes.
Okay. So you blink your land, and then you cast Saheeli.
Right.
Yeah.
But Saheeli already has to... Well, it's weird. You have to have, like, a way of producing mana. Because you have to be able to play Saheeli and then play the Feldar Guardian with having access to other piece of mana.
Okay.
Which is why the 4-color version usually does it with Server, the Conduit. Because it's able to mana ramp and be like, all right, cool, turn 6, Saheeli, 4, Flicker, Saheeli. Or, like, already have Feldar Guardian, turn 4, Flicker the land, and then play Saheeli. So, like I said, there's still 2 sorcery speed spells have to resolve. And Thalia Heretic Catheter can cause issues for this deck, obviously.
Yeah, it can't go off when she's in play, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
It would just cause each creature into the battlefield tapped.
Right.
So he'd have 1,000,000 copies of a tapped creature.
But Ryan has the Stasis Snare for that.
Yeah, Stasis Snare is going to take care of that card, because, I mean, that also affects lands, which is relevant in terms of Evolving Wilds and Aether Hub.
That makes Evolving Wilds really bad.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so we'll see what Chris has here.
Yeah, kind of a slow start here for the green-white tokens deck.
He has, like, all 3 of those threats are individually powerful, but Ryan's had an answer for 2.
The Heart of Quran is the best card he has here, and what Chris has to keep open is that he can just keep playing a creature and just jabbing away at him.
He needs the servo card that's just make 1 and a white, make 2 servos.
Yes.
Yeah. What's Heart of Kirin? The crew is 2?
The crew is 2 on Heart of Kirin. No, sorry, it's crew 3.
Crew 3.
It is 4/4 Flying Vigilance, and Gideon is a good draw here, but not going to be able to accrue the Heart of Kieran.
Is Heart of Kieran the one where you can remove a loyalty counter to crew it?
Yes, and that's what Chris is going to do here. He's going to be able to go 0 on Gideon to make a 2/2.
Okay.
Drop Gideon down to 3, crew the Heart of Kieran, and take 4, and putting Ryan to 8.
Okay.
So that's also what makes it really good with this tokens deck.
Okay, so Heart of Kieran swings, takes Ryan down to 8.
So Ryan does have another Stasis Snare, which he may hold up to probably meet the Heart of Kieran.
Yeah.
But even then, this Gideon's probably also turning sideways.
Yeah, Chris has him on a 2-turn clock either way, correct?
Chris can have him dead this turn, actually, if depending on how...
He drew a Nissa.
Yes. So depending how things go, and if Ryan doesn't play the right spell, Chris could kill him this turn. I think the safe thing you want to do, though, is uptick your Gideon, and then remove a counter immediately from it to crew your heart.
Right.
And then swing, and force Ryan to play the Stasis Snare, and then follow up with another spell to try to take control of the game. So if Ryan has combo in hand, he can go turn 7 here in this case. Go Feldar Guardian, Flicker My Land, Saheeli.
He has Saheeli. I see a Saheeli.
Right.
And
he looks like a Stasis Snare, a Glimmer of Genius, and maybe another land.
Yeah, I don't see...
I do not see the Feldar Guardian. And that's the thing that standard combo decks don't really have access to good tutor effects and good searching.
And cantrips. Because when Twin was legal in Modern, they got to play Serum Visions, Dutaxium Probe,
So, I mean, but, they do get Anticipate. Staying 3 cards is nice, and it's always nice for the combo decks because you just want to pick the best card, put in your hand.
Right.
Glimmer's great. You can see 4 cards, which is good.
What's the mana cost on Glimmer?
It does cost 4, but it also gives you 2 energy, so your Aether Hubs never run out.
Yeah.
I mean, Saheeli's not really a great cantrip at all because she only scries and deals your opponent a damage. So she really does nothing on the board until the Feldar Guardian comes down. Or if she can also copy Torrential Gear Hulks to get access off a Glimmer of Genius. But if that's happening, it's still a pretty rough situation.
It looks like Chris made Nissa, activated Gideon to make him a creature, and then put counters on all of them, and is now going to combat.
And I agree with this play because now that Gideon, so essentially he's presenting lethal no matter what.
Yeah.
The Stasis Snare can take care of the Gideon, which is the biggest creature, but he's still got 5 in the air and 3 on the ground.
Yeah.
So very smart play here from Chris.
So he's going to go to 1.
Oh no, this would kill Ryan.
If
the Stasis Snare takes care of Gideon,
yeah,
there's still a 5/5 Hardicaron.
Okay, so
and
it's 5. Yeah, I was thinking it was still 4. Okay, so yeah.
So I mean, Ryan can't do anything. I think.
Yep. Okay, so Chris Gorski takes game 1 over Ryan Wolfe, green-white tokens over Saheeli.
And that just shows you how powerful this tokens deck is, which just plays like that.
Yeah, that was really strong, and that was a slow start for Chris.
Yeah, that was a slow start to the deck.
Yeah.
No token generation at all there, and still just playing a turn 2 Hardicaron, turn 3 Thalia Tracker to be able to swing the Kieran. I mean, the Thalia Tracker still made a Harness Lightning, but still following up, all right, Thalia, swing the Hardicaron again. And it's all right, cool, Gideon. And that's what the crew ability on Hardicaron makes it so overpowering, is that he did not miss a beat on being able to attack with it just because playing Gideon.
Is Gideon the best card in Standard?
I think Gideon still is the best card in Standard, with Torrential Gear Hulk being the second card.
Fat Caster Mage.
Fat Caster Mage, indeed.
Yep.
I've got a friend going to the Richmond Open this weekend. Not to play Standard, but he's going to be jamming a bunch of Modern challenges.
Right.
And he's going to be playing Modern Grixis Control with Fat Caster Mage. He's excited.
I do like it, because the format's probably slower now.
Yeah.
With Dredge not dead, but
Infect's actually
weaker.
Surprisingly slower, too. It really impressed me how much Probe slowed it down.
Well, they also they have to play smarter, because
Right.
they don't have perfect information all the time. So I think if you're going to test that card, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, he's excited. He wanted to praise Bolas this weekend, so we told him he needs to have Nicol Bolas in his card, and he said, it's a completely different deck, and Gilded Lotus would be in the deck, but he was a little bit against it.
Is he playing one of Cruel Ultimatum?
He is playing 1 Cruel Ultimatum.
Good. So if you're the Saheeli combo deck, what's going into your deck? What's coming out of your deck?
Removal. You just have to find things. Stuff like Radiant Flames is going to come in to deal with all the tokens.
Yep.
I mean...
You only saw 1 token that game.
If you have Cyborg Stasis Snares, if you're not running a full 4 on the list, you just need to make your plays better. Because the key thing is Ryan was on the play that game and lost.
Right.
And that's what's huge. Because now, no matter what, if Ryan wins the next game, this tokens game gets to battle first, game 3. And that's where it's the draws can just put it absurd. Because Ryan could have a turn 2 Harness Lightning, but turn 2, Chris plays his Hardicaron. Turn 3 plays a just a regular creature, crew the Heart of Charon. Or like Nisa Voices in a card, make a plant, crew my Heart of Charon, swing.
Right.
It's just, and that's the thing too, is like, you can also just minus a counter off of Nisa, put a counter on the Charon, and then
this deck seems really strong. If I were playing Standard right now, I'd probably be thinking about this deck or the black-green deck.
Yeah, Heart of Charon's very strong. The black-green deck's also very strong. And I think that's what's keeping this combo deck in check. Because, I mean, the combo deck is going to have good matchups.
Yeah.
But I still think if you want to be playing Standard, like, Tier 1, these fast, aggressive decks with, like, spot removal are going to be quicker than it every day of the week.
At least, like, in the early weeks of the format before the Pro Tour when you get to see, like, the really tuned deck lists.
Right.
Usually, at the start of any format, it's good to be playing something aggressive.
Right. And, I mean, I'm personally playing a control deck, but I won't be playing the Saheeli combo deck. I mean, I just don't think the combo is very great. I mean, I do like combo. That's my thing, but I'm just not really a fan of them. So let's see what Ryan Wolfe has for us on the play here. If I'm Chris, I just brought in the same thing, like maybe more stasis snares and more spot removal.
I think those are shocks.
Yep, shocks can easily be a board card for this deck.
Yep. All right, so he's going straight to 6.
I saw 1 Wandering Fumarole and 6 cards.
Yeah, that seems bad. It'll cast your shock on turn 2, but...
So which deck do you think is going to mulligan better here?
I don't know the lists as well as you do, but I imagine the tokens deck will mulligan much easier because he's just looking for stuff, whereas Ryan has to look for specific pieces.
Exactly. So like Chris is able to look at his hand and be like, you know what, I've got a turn 2 and turn 3 play, and I can just keep drawing cards from there. Or Ryan's going to be like, you know what, this is 4 lands, it's a Saheeli, and anticipate. Like,
seems not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris just wants lands and spells. So we'll see. Ryan's ready to present. Anything like sideboard wise? Does Chris post board? Does he try to play the control deck and try to take care of the combo, or does he just try to go as fast?
Well, so Chris didn't see a Saheeli.
Yeah,
but he's got to assume that he's playing against the combo deck.
I bet he knows.
Unfortunately, white and green don't have something like Lost Legacy, where like, he can go turn 3. All right, just get rid of Saheeli or Feldar Guardian, take care of it. Which is what I'll be doing in Standard, like with mainboard Lost Legacy, because I mean I'm playing a green-black control deck.
Right.
But I mean I imagine Chris does have some number of quick spot removal. Like I mean Deck and Stone unfortunately is a sorcery, but it'd be pretty good at instant speed. But,
yeah.
I can see Authority of the Councils coming out of Chris's deck. The 1-mana enchantment that creatures your opponent control enter the battlefield tapped, and you gain a life for each creature.
So that just straight hates out the combo.
Oh yes, because all the creatures enter tapped, and he gains a life for each creature that comes in
2 different ways.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so Evolving Wilds for Ryan, and then Chris says Thraben Inspector.
Very strong start. Like Thraben Inspector is one of the best starts you can make in the deck.
A recent podcast, Cedric Phillips said that this might be the best card in Standard.
Thraben Inspector's solid. I mean, he gives you a clue, and he's also a 1/2.
It's a nice booty for a 1 mana.
Yeah, and the thing about him also is that, I mean, obviously he was able to crew Smuggler's Copter, but not anymore. Rest in peace. But the fact that he makes a clue generation, I think it's going to be prevalent with one of the new Aether Revolt cards, Inspiring Sanctuary, because he makes an artifact. And Inspiring Sanctuary says non-artifact spells you control have Improvise, which means you can start tapping your clues to cast spells, which is how people are going to cheat out Ulamogs.
What about the blue and 3 with Improvise that draw 3 cards?
So I think, I'm still standing by it, that I think one of the decks that's going to be a top contender at the Pro Tour will be blue-white Inspiring Sanctuary. And it's going to run like Thraben Inspectors, Stasis Snares, and stuff along those lines. And its goal is going to be to cast Ulamog on like turn 6. With clues. And like Prophetic Prism.
We'll see. It's coming up here soon.
I mean, if you think about it, if Chris played this Inspiring Sanctuary here.
Yeah.
He has 3 artifacts, and he would have 4 lands, so he could cast a World Breaker on turn 4.
That's pretty strong. So Ryan's going to
take care of one of them.
Yeah.
Which, that's if you're Chris, that has to feel good.
Yeah, so I think Chris just played a Nissa here and tried to put counters on all of them, but he's got 1 on the he's going to attack for 2, take Ryan down to 17.
Yeah, and if you're Chris, you're like, okay, I'm winning the game if Harness Lightning's coming after a Thraben Inspector.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to show some weakness from Ryan. All right, Prayer Stream, he's just going to kick it back.
So I think Ryan may have a Stasis Snare in hand. He does. I think he has a Skywhaler shot too.
Is Stasis Snare not 1 white?
It is 1 white.
Okay, he only has 1 white available.
Okay, cool.
But
that is something that some decks have started to run the board, Skywhaler shot, and that is the 2 on the white, destroy target instant speed, destroy target creature with power 3 or greater, scry 1. So
not fine.
Kind of sets up a draw a little bit, but I mean, I can see Chris just riding this Nissa and this Thraben Inspector to victory.
Yeah, Ryan doesn't have a lot going on right now.
So if Virtuous Gearholt came to join the battlefield, Ryan's going to be in serious trouble.
Well, he's not coming down main phase 1, which seems like the best time to cast him.
But
Gideon seems really strong. Maybe Ryan has a counterspell.
Ryan wasn't quick to jam it. I think he just has a Torrential Gearhulk, one of the white spells. I think it could have been Skywhaler's Shot, and a Glimmer of Genius.
I gotta say, the green-white deck's looking real strong.
And there's a Saheeli.
Yeah.
So this could be Felgar Guardian actually in his hand.
Okay.
But still,
yeah.
I mean, if he has a second Nissa in hand here, Ryan's in trouble.
He might be.
He would be almost dead.
With the Gideon and 3 other creatures attacking.
Yeah.
And he could put counters on them twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
He might be dead.
Yeah.
Chris is thinking.
So, yeah, Nissa Voices Zendikar was a $5 Planeswalker, and after this weekend, she's up to about $20 again.
I mean, yeah, she seems good.
People always doubt the 3-mana Planeswalkers. Like, Liliana the last time when she came out, there was like, okay, this card's awful. She's like $40 now, and also arguably one of the best cards in Standard.
Even if the abilities aren't as good as, like, the 5-mana Planeswalkers, just being 3 mana is really
so
strong.
Huge.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Liliana the Last Hope, 3 mana ends up to 4 loyalty on turn 3.
Like, if you think about Liliana of the Veil, if she were 4 mana, she probably wouldn't get played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least not as much as she is.
Right. Because, like, if you look at the Shardless decks and stuff along those lines, it's like, what would you rather have? More copies of Jace or more copies of a 4-mana Liliana?
Yeah, more Jace.
So we're battling sideways. Well, it looks to be for a 2-2 and just a 2-3. So it looks like Ryan's just going to take...
Jace,
and the Gideon. So Ryan's dropping down to 6.
6 here, yeah.
I mean, unless Ryan's got another land, which I think he does have Felidar Guardian and Saheeli. So Ryan has to Glimmer of Genius here and find an untapped land.
And then he can win on his turn.
Yes.
Unless Chris has a stasis
Yep,
there.
so there's bottom of those 2.
Okay. Take 2.
There's
and
a shock and a stasis snare, I think.
Shock and something.
But that's not going to be good
He's
enough.
got another draw, and that was a Nahiri. Yep.
So Nahiri can take care of, like, one of the creatures, but, I mean...
He's still dead.
This Nissa's going to -2 and just...
I mean, like, it can't take care of the Gideon.
Oh, you know what? That's a quarantine field.
Oh, okay.
But still, with the amount of mana Ryan has, I can only exile 1 creature.
Right.
It has a double X cost.
And he has to kill at least...
He has to get rid of the Gideon. If he
because he's just dead to the Gideon,
Yeah,
right?
he has to get rid of the Gideon, and he doesn't have a land to play the Torrential Gearhulk
and
to
he
block.
does...
So, literally any play he main phases here will lose him the game. Shock is the only thing he can hold up to take care... Like, Shock... That's where Thraben Inspector's huge.
Yeah.
Shock can't kill a Thraben Inspector right now.
Strong.
1 mana, 2/3.
It's strong.
And they were talking about the... They were talking about... he's going to go and take care of the Gideon with the quarantine field, which... This should be fine. Chris should just realize that, you know, that's okay. I'm going to -2 my Nissa and just kill you.
Yeah.
Which Ryan will be able to kill one of the plant tokens, but that's going to be 7 damage coming across. So this should be game over.
All right, so Chris is going to untap.
So, I mean, Chris has played this game very well. Like, respecting the combo, but also still applying threats. Chris doing a good job of hiding information.
Yeah, doesn't want us to see what's in his hand. And
yeah, there's a Canopy Vista. We'll see if Chris sees the line we do of just
minusing
just tick down the Nissa and just come across.
2.
Because, I mean, Chris got to know Shock is the only thing that Ryan can cast here.
Yeah.
Or Galvanic Bombardment, which will do the same thing.
It looks like he's shocking.
He's going to try to kill the warrior, yeah.
Yeah, in response to the Nissa ability.
Which makes sense. And so Ryan will go to 1.
Yep. So that gives him another turn.
Unless Chris does have another... If Chris has a Gideon or something, he would
another Nissa.
Right. So Chris not quickly tapping his lands. So yeah, he's going to battle across, putting Ryan to 1.
Which does give him a turn to win.
So Ryan's got a top deck of land here.
Because he can't cast any...
Well, it has to be an untapped land.
Right. It can't be another Fumarole.
Because
it's an Aether Hub.
So that's also dependent whether or not that card in hand was a Felidar Guardian.
I think if it were a Felidar Guardian, he'd probably be casting spells right now.
Well, he's got to... Yeah, he may just have to be careful. I think he has a Disallow in hand as that blue card.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't leave him access to cast Disallow. Because, yeah, the Felidar Guardian, when it enters the battlefield, in response to the trigger, is when Chris has to stasis snare it. Like I said, because, like, if he's able to let the Saheeli flicker.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan has priority now, and since he can target the Feldar Guardian, a target of Feldar Guardian is already coming in the battlefield,
Yeah.
regardless if he gets rid of the Feldar Guardian. So it's very key when you do this.
He's just going to kick it back.
He's gonna cast Gear Hulk and Shock. So he's gonna try to shock one of the plants, and Gear Hulk to block, but he's still dead to any creature.
Yeah, and Chris has 3 creatures.
Right. So all Chris has to do is realize to turn sideways, and he's got it.
Yeah, and he's gonna activate the Nissa. He doesn't know exactly what Ryan could have, so he's just
making
the
plant's fine.
Yeah.
And yet, if I'm Chris, you just gotta hope with it. I mean, you're probably playing combo at this point. Mm-hmm. Just he's at 1. I've got 3 creatures. Just turn them all sideways. Because you're not afraid of a crackback.
Okay, so here's the Gear
Hulk, shock a plant.
Yep.
Take 1.
Nope.
Oh, Harness Lightning's going to take... Okay, so he's still dead, though, because Harness Lightning's going to take care of the Thraben Inspector. He's going to be able to block a plant, and the plant's going to come across. Ooh!
It's Stasis Snare.
Stasis Snare in response. Yep, and that is the game.
Ryan's just going to... All right, so Chris Gorski 2-0 over Ryan Wolfe with green-white tokens. Chris didn't lose a single point of life in that match.
Very conservative playing from Chris there, and very smart playing, too. Just respecting the deck and just keeping on top of it.
Yep. All right, so we're going to hop back down to the floor and see if we can get another match in for you guys, because we still have 30 minutes left in the round. We're going to see if we can show you guys some more Magic.
And if not, we'll be back shortly after.
Yep. Be right back. Thanks.